The following program may contain strong language. All of the comments and opinions expressed do not reflect the views of anyone but those making said comments. If you decide to continue listening to this program, it is assumed that you are not easily offended and have a broad sense of humor. Now that all that's out of the way, enjoy! Welcome to episode, is this 14?
14.
14 of the Mike and Billy Show. I'm Mike Wendt.
Billy Finnegan.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing.
Today,
it's good.
today's one of those days.
It's a good day.
Tuesdays are never easy for me.
They suck.
Yeah, they're really, Tuesdays are my Mondays. And it's not just getting going for the week because I have Sunday into Monday off. So that's my 12-hour
that's your weekend.
Yeah. But it's just Tuesdays. So I got like 3 shifts on
Tuesday is just a continuation of Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not going to be the guy to say I got a case of the Mondays because I really don't.
Just stupid.
I don't care. You know, Monday is Monday. It's another
I'm old
day.
enough to understand I have to come to work.
Yeah, I'm old enough to understand that if I want to survive right now and pay my way in this world,
I love that.
I need to go to work.
The grown man or woman who's like, I don't want to. It's like, dude, you're 40. You have a mortgage.
You have a mortgage. You have kids.
Seriously, if you don't want to go to work, give me your job. I will gladly take your paycheck.
Because believe me, experience dollars do not get you much in this world. I can't even buy a McDonald's coffee.
No, well,
nor would I anyway.
You got to find the special ones that give out the free smalls every once in a while.
Oh yes, that's right.
But of course, you have to drive 90 miles and burn $80 in gas just to get that free small coffee.
This is the best $80 coffee I've ever had. So, what's on your mind, Mike?
Well, we've kind of been off air having conversations. Too many. But we always tend to do, because it's Tuesday and we've just come off of Monday Night Raw, obviously.
Yes.
We always tend to do about an hour or two of wrestling talk.
Yeah,
before ever officially starting.
It's funny what no one knows. If you actually heard the show from when we actually start speaking to each other, the show would be 3 hours long, and you would have left a half hour ago. So,
unless you're a wrestling fan.
Unless you're wrestling, because it's pretty much all
we usually
dominated.
do an hour and a half of pre-show wrestling talk.
Which is why there's really there's no staple point to this show. It's always just ADD because we're basically just wrestling and then everything else just thrown in.
And then movie references the rest of the fucking time.
A lot of Tarantino.
But I decided to every time we started talking, I'm like, nope, hold on. Wait till we actually start recording, and then we'll have the conversation, because a few relatively decent-sized things happened in the past couple days.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They had the Elimination Chamber, which I thought was a really good pay-per-view. It's been a while that I felt that the card overall was good. I
hate when pay-per-views have stupid names like Elimination Chamber.
Because it's a match. It's not a
it's
show.
It's a match. It's
I felt the same way.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. Like, oh, what were some of the old, like, Capital Punishment? Like, such dumb names.
Yeah, but I could take Capital Punishment or stuff like that more than Hell in a Cell. If you're going to do Hell in a Cell, have an entire night of Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah, but then that kills the whole feel of the... That's
Vision?
That's why TNA sucks.
Yeah. Well.
Lethal Lockdown War Games. There was only one War Games.
Yeah.
So, but you named it. I mean, it was Fall Brawl and War Games, but
yeah. I just think some of the. I mean, obviously, you know, it's pro wrestling. We're arguing pro wrestling here, so it's childish in itself. But the names of the pay-per-views are. It's like when I was thinking up my own wrestling federation when I was a kid. These were the cool names that I thought were cool. Yet Vince McMahon is somehow still making millions of dollars on the shittiest names, and like Armageddon. It's like, dude, it's not really Armageddon. Shut the fuck up. Again, though, I have a little bit more leeway when it comes to that type of name, because it's not match specific.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes back to being an old school fan, if you will, air quotes, because back then when there was only 4 pay-per-views, one of them was Survivor Series, and the entire show was Survivor Series matches.
Yeah.
Well, now it's only one. You're lucky if you get one.
It's a token match.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, this is the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Here's 5 ham and eggers doing the Survivor Series match in the YouTube pre-show. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I mean, you can't get classics like the Gobbledygooker ever again.
Oh, well.
But, you know, I understand, like, SummerSlam. Like, that's...
Sure.
Okay, it's cool. WrestleMania.
Great fucking name.
Great name. Excellent. I mean, it's right up there with Super Bowl, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Yes, but it's kind of lost its meaning now.
When it was
but yes,
Survivor Series,
when it was
Rumble,
and Royal Rumble. I mean, the whole match is the Royal Rumble. That's what you're looking forward to.
And it used to be. I mean, that used to be the match. There used to be 3 to 5 mid-card build-up matches, and then the match. Now it's become. Well, I mean,
now it's everything.
It was the Rock show this year.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
and of course,
he deserves
gotta sell them DVDs. He had The Rock's face right on it. It has nothing to do with the match anymore.
Did you see? They even have the DVD out now, or like they put the picture of what the case is going to look like, and the cover of it is The Rock with the championship on there. It's like, spoiler alert, like, thanks a lot, guys. Like, I didn't even have to buy the DVD now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
absolutely.
like, nah, I didn't even have to buy it. Not that I would buy it anyway, because why am I going to rewatch a pay-per-view over again when I could just go back and probably find it on YouTube within a year. Or just download it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't download anything illegally.
No. He means go to WWE.com and buy it.
And purchase it.
And spend $50 to rewatch an old pay-per-view.
Right, because that's what I do.
I understood completely.
My experienced dollars pay for that.
I understood completely. Yeah, you got a WWE gift card, right?
Yes.
Speaking of which... of course, The Rock and the title. Last night on Raw was the big to-do. They unveiled finally,
because that's been a big topic, hot topic.
Worst kept secret since the guy who was the welder who was making it leaked the photo like back in the summer.
Yeah, Orange County Choppers.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
They did the metal design, and then it was the classic belt designer that actually designed the layout.
Well, I mean, so it was them who leaked it though.
Yes.
And it was back, what, June, July, something like that?
Yeah, so around spring, early summer, yeah.
So it's been kind of like...
Well, they had posted a story and it said the new belt or the new championship, 540 days in the making. So it's been 540 days from yesterday until since back when they initially
leaked the
contrived this idea. But yes, they have finally unleashed
so it's kind of been
like
every time there's been like a big title match, you're like, okay,
this is when it's going to happen.
The one?
This is when it's going to happen.
Because they've always had the next Monday night, they've always had the celebration. You're like, okay, because we all remember back when the night after WrestleMania 14 when Austin came out and Vince had the new belt with him.
He had the new belt, and they did it. They did it with everyone. I mean, Austin had his own belt. Rock had his own belt. Then they did the Undisputed title, and they did countless other ones. When they brought the big gold belt back for Triple H, the Flair belt. I mean, it was all unveilings, and it was like, wow, holy shit! And now we've stuck with the same design for 5 years.
Kids
I think.
like the spinner,
I'm
man.
sorry, 7 years.
2005, yeah. And the thing was, and I was thinking about this tonight before I was coming in, the spinner, I mean, it worked initially because it was John Cena, the rapper.
Yes.
It worked. It worked for his gimmick. The whole thing, because he had done it before with the U.S. title, he blinged it out and put the spinner on. Mm-hmm. Dumb as shit, but it worked for the gimmick.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought it looked better when Edge redesigned it.
And made it the rated R belt.
With the rated R spinner thing. I thought it just looked better than the big WWE logo.
Well, I thought it was interesting. It was interesting, but still didn't really make sense because you didn't have to go through all this painstaking, trouble to do it. But when Miz flipped it to make it the Miz title, very creative. But really, like, all you had to do was like wear it on the other shoulder.
All you had to do was spin it over.
Or all you had to do was just turn it upside down, and you got the same effect. But
so I thought there's been 3 times where the spinner belt worked. Initially with Cena because of the rapper gimmick. Mm-hmm. When Edge redesigned it.
Yeah.
And then RVD just because he was mocking it the entire time he had it. When he had the ECW,
he just kept spinning
he's
it.
Like, well, I want to keep this one because it spins.
Yeah.
And then he would just kind of play with it during interviews.
And the only reason it worked really was because RVD is especially in the wrestling culture, is a very well-known pot smoker.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, well, and of course that's why he ended up losing it. It was because he and Sabu
got arrested.
were arrested for possession. So it kind of made sense that, well, of course this idiot thinks it's cool because it spins, because he's probably so doped up right now that he's like, oh, anything's cool. Flashy lights, Funyuns, awesome.
Funyuns. Funyuns, yeah. So I thought those were the only 3 instances in, how many years did we say?
Since 05, so 7
since
years.
05 that it's actually worked, which is saying not very often. It's been, it's really outstayed its welcome.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's been, and people have been clamoring it for a while.
Sure.
I know a lot of people. Which this is one cool thing. Not to get sidelined, but you know, a lot of the WWE wrestlers now do a lot of these panels and stuff, and they do discussions at Comic-Con and whatnot. Sure. It was a big question being asked to then champion CM Punk when the new belt's coming, when this is coming, when's that coming, and. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of things that had to be kept under wraps. I don't know when it was, if it was supposed to be make its debut earlier, but well, whatever the case may be, it's here now.
It's here now, and it's first of all, it's more leather than.
It's very S&M themed.
It really is. And
it's like I picture the Gimp to be the next champion, or maybe Zed.
Never gonna see this belt used as a weapon like the others. You're never, because there's just too many sharp right edges. I mean, the WWE logo. You're gonna take an eye out, plain and simple.
Yes and no.
It's like the Shawn Michaels Eagle belt. Those wings, and Austin often bitched about that one. He said he couldn't wait to get rid of it. That one day he held it. He couldn't, because when he said during the build-up to the WrestleMania 14 between him and Michaels would constantly be rubbing it in his face and would constantly be cutting him because of the fucking eagle wings.
See, but even the belt that he got afterwards, the big blue belt,
it was much more rounded.
It was, okay.
It was a much more rounded belt, which I guess was a thing. But we now have the new one. It's very branded WWE.
Oh, there's no mistake.
Holy shit!
It's certainly not going to be like a Dolce and Gabbana. Like you don't know, it's definitely not that, or it's not like
there is no
J.
mistaking
Crew,
who
or
owns this belt.
This is certainly. You put this up against any other logo, you know that this is pro wrestling
initially,
at its finest.
And I think this is just wrestling fans being wrestling fans. Initially, hate it. That's just, I think that's everybody's initial reaction towards anything new in WWE. I hate it. Hate it. Especially since The Rock debuted it. I think that's kind of rubbed people a bit the wrong way.
Well, yeah, because he's a part-timer.
Right. Now, as I spent the night looking at it.
You spent an entire night looking at it.
I mean, it was all over the fucking internet last night. I did the overnight shift.
An entire night.
Yeah, I studied it.
Wow.
I know every crevice, every contour of this belt.
Do you know this belt better than you know your fiance?
She might listen to this, so no. No, absolutely not. Now, granted, you would have liked something similar to the old Eagle, Globe type of thing. But when you think about it, this is the WWE title. It's not the world title.
Yeah.
Which is where this is coming from. I think the biggest detractor from the whole fucking belt is the gigantic logo.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I don't mind this. I don't mind the size of the belt. I don't mind the shape or design of the belt. And I think the side panels.
It's a title, by the way.
Shut the fuck up.
Belts hold up trousers.
Yeah, I know. I remember when the Miz was in here once. He fucking was correcting me like it matters. Shut up.
I know.
All right, you wear it around your waist. It's either a belt or a fanny bag. All right, would you rather that?
Well, a lot of wrestlers do use a fanny bag.
Fanny bag. The title, excuse me. And they got the side plates, which now at the moment have the Brahma Bull.
Yeah, but they won't when someone else takes it.
I got the actual the picture up.
Yep.
I'm sure you've seen it, obviously. And I don't mind these side plates. I think they're actually they have the globe with the WWE logo and a crown.
I think the side plates are fine. It harkens back to the what old titles used to look like, and had the side plates.
With the Brahma Bull now, it also gives them an opening to customize it without completely changing the belt.
Yeah, but who else are you going to do that with?
Well, that's just it.
If you're going to do Cena, you're going to put the "you can't see me" thing on there, or like the fingers,
the finger thing, whatever the fuck this means.
I mean, with Punk, if he does it again, is it going to be the straight edge X? Is it, is everyone going to get it? It's like that's
kind of what I mean. They have the opportunity. They don't have to do it.
They have the opportunity, but again, and of course, the only reason they would do that, it's not for anything other than toy sales.
Oh, absolutely.
So it would be like, buy the belt, and then you could get your snap-ons in there, like they used to do.
Of course they could, because you can't do a customizable nameplate now.
Right, exactly.
There's no spot for that,
so that's what it's going to be. Because when you bought, and the only reason I know this is because I had a deal with my cousin, who I told him if he won the state tournament in wrestling, in amateur wrestling, in high school wrestling, I said, I will get you the a real belt and put your name on it and stuff, because I thought it'd be really fun to do. I didn't think he was going to win. He won.
Shit.
I bought it, and yeah, the engraved nameplate, you could put any name on there.
Right.
So I was able to do that, but that was a real cool thing, and you could still do that with the world title. But
any of the older ones.
This, I mean, it's a cool idea. I don't know. I just don't think I like the design of it.
The giant,
I don't give a shit about the giant.
It looks like the network champion, basically.
Yes, I mean I don't like the leather, like how the leather sticks out, and
I don't. The only thing that bothers me is this part here.
Oh,
First
the top ridge.
Just this whole section, the giant logo, and there's just too much leather.
That's what I'm saying.
Front.
I mean, look at something like and obviously they took it from pro wrestling, but look at something like the UFC titles.
Yeah,
I think they're done very well.
I think one of the
it's a giant nameplate, but still it's big gold. It's like the Flair gold belt.
One of the better titles now, I believe, is well, I don't know if they're using it still. I know Jeff Hardy changed it, but the TNA title, the one Bobby Roode had. For a while.
He changed it.
I know,
he
he
has
put his
stupid,
face. It looks like the Ultimate Warrior on his
it's really
stomach.
dumb.
It's stupid. But the one Bobby Roode was carrying, I thought was a beautiful fucking belt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I loved when Cody Rhodes went back to the old white strap Intercontinental title.
Classics.
It was really cool.
You know? And if they had gone back to the Attitude Era world title, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about.
The blue
globe thing.
I thought the blue one was cool. I mean, a lot of people wanted, and it was big on the internet. A lot of people wanted the Undisputed title back,
would have been great,
which I thought was cool. But
just variation on that.
But for me, it seems like, to me, a lot of people are really into nostalgia right now. Why wouldn't you come back with something of variation on the Winged Eagle? You know?
I think it's completely. I think it's them really trying to separate WWE champion, world heavyweight champion.
I think it's them trying to separate themselves from sports entertainment and pro wrestling.
Well, yes, there's also the fact that they now have their company logo as the giant title belt. It's been that for a while, even though. I mean, the spinner was the logo.
Yeah, oh yeah,
and
and you could see
the whole belt was an atrocity. So it almost detracted from the fact that the giant spinner was the logo.
And because at the other point that someone brought up was this belt says champion on it rather than champ.
Well, that was Cena.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it's supposed to be.
Like I said,
making the statement that this is the champion, not just the champ.
Aside from the giant logo, it's a very classy looking belt.
I don't like
the whole, like that. The shape of it, the way it says champion there.
See,
it looks like a very nice belt.
I think it would be all right if the bottom of it was actually the top of it.
If they flipped it over,
if the point was up top. See, because that's always what title belts have been. It's been like the giant, like, point at the top, and then it's just been the a rounded bottom edge. Yeah. And so I think if they flipped it, I think I'd be all right with it.
Yeah.
Because, again, it would look more like the UFC titles like they have now, because I think those are really nice looking titles.
But they already had excess leather in this shape from the US titles. It is the same fucking shape.
It's
the same shape as the U.S. title.
Well.
But
so here we are. We are now the Liberaces of wrestling.
Yeah,
discussing the
gold and diamonds, babe.
But
I mean.
But it was big news, and honestly, people are gonna get used to it.
Yeah,
because it's not going anywhere for at least the next 10 years.
Wrestling fans,
no.
But honestly, like I said, and we were texting last night when I first saw the picture. It sucked when I first saw it. But I think my initial reaction was, first of all, it didn't have. When I first saw it, I saw the one that was on TV. It didn't have the WWE logos on the side.
Yeah, it had the Rock thing. Yeah.
And that just really irked me because of the part-time thing.
And you know what?
Because of the,
I think that was a big thing for me too. Was that the Rock did it, and yet you had this whole build-up of
almost
Punk.
500 days of Punk.
Yeah,
wearing this stupid fucking belt.
And you're telling me that on his 365th day, like a full year as champion, you couldn't do it
that
there.
Day when they did the
that
big,
would have been kind of cool.
When they had the graph and he was, he
finally
Macho Man,
he finally
topped Hogan,
this. Yeah.
he topped this guy.
I think that would have been a much better time, but they did it. And it was a PR move. It was a PR move because now Rocky's going to be going out to different events, and he's going to be going out to Hollywood
things. And everything like that.
And it's like, hey, Rock, you're going to wear the belt, right?
With a $550 price tag, they want as much exposure with this thing as possible, and Punk was a heel for most of his title reign. $450, excuse me. $449.99.
Oh wait, to buy it?
To buy it.
To buy the replica?
$449.
Well, it's a $50,000 belt, is what they designed.
Oh, I'm
That's
sure
what
it's
I
very nice.
Yeah.
The one the Rock is carrying.
Yeah, the hero belt is huge.
For you to buy it at WWE's website,
oh my
it's
God. I know,
$449.99.
which is so funny. Again, talk about marketing. It was revealed last night at around, I don't know, 11:05, 11 o'clock. It was on the website around 11:20. Ready to buy. Go ahead.
Like, they literally probably had to do it at the gorilla position with his fucking finger on the button ready, and the curtain gets pulled away.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Activate.
Oh, absolutely.
Go live because kids want to buy
Poor
this
Joey
shit.
Styles is like, Joey, get it up there now.
Really?
Oh my God! It's like, I got lag time.
Buffering.
Yeah.
Jet.
Vince in the gorilla position, freaking out,
smacking him around.
Breaks his other hip.
Vince is getting very thin. Did you see him on the show last night?
Yeah.
He's losing a lot of weight.
Wow, he just had surgery.
Oh, big fucking deal. Vince has had surgery 50 times.
It doesn't matter. He's going to be back hitting the gym doing squats again.
Of course he is.
He's nuts because
he's pressing dump trucks.
He's almost 70 years old and he's still freaking lifting. Of course, obviously he's having a little help because there's no way that a man that age still looks that ripped without a little assistance.
The wellness program.
Oh, he's not a wrestler.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, superstar, sports entertainer.
Speaking of that segment, goddamn, can Paul Heyman sell a fucking story?
Yeah, especially why the hell are you so afraid of a close to 70-year-old man with one hip who's 2 weeks
the ending was a little odd.
That was stupid.
We all know that's got to build Brock Hunter.
Yeah,
it has to.
Well, you got 6 weeks,
they
haven't even done it yet.
Start of it. Why else would Vince come down on his crutches and fight Paul Heyman, if not to bring out his son-in-law to fight the monster?
It's just lazy booking.
Yeah, but that's what WrestleMania has become. It's the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's not the Super Bowl anymore. It's the All-Star game.
Maybe if everyone in MetLife Stadium started throwing their garbage like they did in the 2001 MLB All-Star game, maybe they'll change it up a little bit.
Sure.
Just throw your garbage at the ring.
Right.
Because, last year...
they won't change it up. They'll just think the guy getting pelted is getting a huge heel pop.
Wow, we got to push him.
Jesus, that works. Zack Ryder, you're on that fast track, brother.
Oh, poor Zack Ryder.
But, of course, we all know it's going to probably be a triple threat in the main event, right? Since Taker's probably not going to show up. Has to be.
What else do you have Punk doing?
I don't know. Sitting in the back, not being used properly.
The best swerve in the world would be to do Rock Punk 3 instead of Rock Cena 2 or even the triple threat.
You want to talk lazy booking.
But that would be...
seen it. Because they're not going to give him back the title. If it's not a triple threat, they're not going to give Punk back the title.
No, Cena's getting the title.
Right.
And if it doesn't happen that way, I'll be shocked.
I don't know. I got to see how the story plays out a little further.
Very predictable, though.
It's the main events are just asininely predictable.
I mean, I wish something cool would happen.
Asininely is a word, but it's asininely predictable.
It is. It's a word. It describes the WWE booking currently.
Creative geniuses.
But then again, we're just armchair bookers, so
Of course, we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't.
We're just blowhards that've been.
Until I have my my contract in the mail from the E saying that I'm now.
I want to make a fake business card. It says Armchair Booker. Even if I would ever get hired by them, I would still want that on my business card.
If anyone out there makes business cards, please make us some Armchair Booker.
Vistaprint, sponsor us. Get me an Armchair Booker card. I think they sponsor us. It's like $10 for 1,000 business cards.
It'd be great if on the back of the card, this is a stupid joke, but
commit.
It was just like Booker T on an armchair. Armchair Booker.
That is a fucking terrible joke.
Thank you.
That is a terrible joke.
Thank you. 4 people got that.
Oh my God! No, everybody got it.
And we're 2.
Everybody got it.
All right, fine. What if it was Booker T. Washington? And he had peanut butter.
That was George Washington Carver with the peanut.
I thought it was Yeah, you're right. Who was Booker? Wait.
And the only reason my history knowledge is that vast is because Eddie Murphy did a bit on Saturday Night Live way back in the day on George Washington Carver.
That's right.
And the phonograph needle with a peanut. And that was the one where he famously fucked up and started yelling at the crowd. Where he said something like he was supposed to say soil, and he said soul, and he goes something soil. And you could hear somebody in the audience go, soil. And he goes, so I messed up, shut up! Funniest goddamn thing. And then, of course, everybody busts out, applying, and he goes, stop that clap before you make me smile. It was wonderful. It was just an honest moment as opposed to Jimmy Fallon just laughing.
Well, that was...
In every sketch you hack.
Well, that was my Make Mike Smarter Than Me segment of the week. Sponsored by Vistaprint.
It doesn't happen often.
Well, I gotta throw you.
But when it does, my knowledge of Eddie Murphy bits on Saturday Night Live is vast.
I try to make everything Eddie Murphy obtainable.
Centric, yes. Hey, if you want to hear more of it, we don't want to go too far. We don't want to make it a wrestling show. But if you enjoyed it, think we might be able to do a little bit more, Twitter, Facebook, maybe.
Anything.
Go to Facebook.com, Mike and Billy Show, or Twitter, Mike and Billy. Let us know. I live tweeted the pay-per-view the other night from our account.
I saw that you did that. I know
you were at a thing.
I was performing, and I said, shit, Mike is tweeting the pay-per-view. I can't read anything on Twitter. I can't go on Facebook because I know you're probably...
No, I kept it exclusively to the Mike and Billy Show Twitter account.
Well, I just said I can't read anything, so I said... I'm not really... and I had to stay off all my websites yesterday because I wanted to watch it. So I was like,
that's what kind of fucked me up because last night I DVR'd Monday Night Raw, and I wake up from my nap at about 11:30. First thing I see is your text message. I think it was just boo or something like that.
No, I said I'd rather have the spinner back.
You'd rather have the spinner belt back, and I didn't. And I'm like, oh, they must have debuted the new title.
See, I thought you were watching it.
So
because I forget that you.
But even that they must debut the new title. Okay, still didn't know what it looked like. But of course, the second I sign on to Facebook, there's fucking 15 being friends with wrestling fans.
Yeah.
The picture of the belt just starts scrolling.
I only had one person make a comment about it.
I had like 3 or 4 with the screenshot of the belt.
See, and no one put it up unless you were following like a WWE sponsored page. I only follow 2 of them. And
I follow the WWE.
See, I don't, because they're gonna put stupid things up there that I'm gonna get pissed off at.
And then there's a couple of blogs and stuff on Facebook that I follow, and they just. It was ruined.
Anyway.
Reason number 497: the internet ruins everything.
Yes.
You literally have to turn off your computer for a day if you want to watch a live event on your DVR.
True.
And I'm just as bad with Bruins games.
Oh no, I love it. I love it for Bruins games. I love watching them. I actually much would rather listen to a Bruins game, but if I can't do either, you help me out.
I get that all the time, but if I was friends with me, being somebody who DVRs the games and wants to watch them live when I get home, I'd be pissed at me.
Well, it's better than, seeing the same song lyrics pop up over and over and over again.
They're so insightful, though. They're deep.
Especially when...
It makes the person posting them sound original and deep. Fucking douchebags. But, you know, I guess anything's better than another cat video. Which I saw a study that, like, an obnoxious number, like 80-90% of people go to the internet exclusively to see cat videos.
And in other news, water is wet.
Fucking obnoxious
the sky is blue.
Number like that.
Grass is green.
Yeah.
And you're listening to the Mike and Billy show.
And this is a Mike. Very good. And we swear a lot.
And we swear a lot.
Oh, Christ. But,
yeah, well, you know, look, I understand there's an obvious audience for it. I just don't get. Maybe it's just because I'm not a cat person, but I just don't get watching cat videos.
Cats.
I don't really watch dog videos either, or any other pet. Like I'd rather. I think people entertain me more.
There's one thing that gets me as far as cute animals, and it's little bulldogs. Only because I'm a bulldog guy.
But bulldogs they're adorable.
They are. I fucking hate cats. That goes way back to a phobia of being locked in a closet with a cat and him scratching the shit out of me one day when I was like 6. Fucking hate cats. Fuck cats. I'll kick a cat. I don't give a fuck.
You'll kick a cat.
I'll drop a macho elbow on that motherfucker and not even care.
Oh, we swear a lot.
We do swear a lot.
Mike swears a lot.
And we're wrestling fans.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But,
well, getting into more headlines that we were looking up.
Somebody did show prep today, and it wasn't me.
I did show prep.
Fucking amazing.
Well, because I was thinking to myself, like, we just hop around on random topics, so I thought, why don't we actually get, like, our opinions on actual news stories?
Before we jump into that for a second, can I just say, Austin held his own belt for so long, and they couldn't actually find a picture. They had to Photoshop a shitty image like that. Look at that fucking thing. That is so photoshopped on their website.
It's so amazingly tiny.
It's terrible. Like, that's a standard Austin promo shot that he never was holding a belt.
Yeah.
But they had to Photoshop that because they will not put, despite the fact that they can use it, they still won't put the WWE Scratch logo on that belt in any of the pictures. That is and he carried that belt in so many pictures.
Yeah, but
we're talking about the smoking skull belt, by the way.
The funny thing is that there's not even, why can't you use that? There's no Scratch logo on it, and it would be a hell of a lot easier to just edit it out and
airbrush out the Scratch logo on one of the actual pictures of him holding the belt. It just bothered me.
I'm done.
It bothered me. Moving off of wrestling now. Move along.
So,
I love that they got the Fruity Pebbles thing banner across the top. Jesus. Brilliance of
Calm
that,
down.
by the way.
Calm down.
Brilliance of that.
So I figure, well, you know, some people might view wrestling fans in the same way, you know, what could be the other interests of wrestling fans out there? So I thought, how about porn fans?
So we're really staying in our mom's basement.
Yeah,
this
is our we're catering to a specific
very
demographic.
Specific demo.
So I got this news report today.
Mm-hmm.
The average porn star,
yes,
for those of you out there, is a brunette named Nikki, who's a 34B.
Yep.
And I've got some other facts for you.
Fun facts.
Now, this is according to a study of 10,000 porn stars.
10,000?
I'm sure that's actually a small number of porn stars. I'm sure there's a lot more than 10,000 out there. The average porn actress is a brunette, and she's a 34B. The most common female porn name is Nikki, followed by Jessica, Lisa, and Kelly. Kelly. The most common last name is Lee. And then?
Yes.
Love. Because all you need is love. Yes, my friends. Also out there was the fact that the average porn actress weighs 117 pounds. 48 pounds lighter than the average woman.
Wait, what? Do that again?
Okay. The average porn actress weighs 117 pounds, which is 48 pounds lighter than the average woman.
Oh, okay.
And they say Barbie was, you know, putting the bar a little too high. You know?
The image of women in
Barbie. The image of women.
Yeah.
So, you know, really our image of women out there is a 34B, 117 pounds, and a brunette. What else did I have in here?
Well, not our image of the average woman.
Or the ideal
of the
woman.
Average fuck object.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently,
I see what you're saying.
And have we gotten? Oh, go ahead.
Well,
we haven't got there yet.
Well, this is.
I don't want to skip ahead.
This is where we're getting to.
I don't want to skip ahead.
The most common role for an actress is quote unquote teen,
right?
Followed by quote unquote MILF, followed by wife, cheerleader, and nurse.
Okay.
Where in there?
Wait a minute. First of all, where I have never seen a porn with a wife.
That's a MILF. That would be a MILF. Wife, MILF, wife swapping.
Yeah, I guess so.
MILF Hunter would be the same thing.
I guess it's more of a mother issue. But so basically, what they're telling us, we're a bunch of pedophiles with mommy issues.
Apparently,
because we like girls who play teens.
Yeah.
Or mothers.
Yeah. Well, the
majority.
The teens. There's your 117 pounds.
Right. 117 pound 34B teenager.
Well, like I was saying to you earlier, we love those casting couches. We don't even want the shitty porno, like you said. We don't want the shitty porno.
This is my problem with porn. This is why I can't get into it anymore.
With the terrible story. Now we just want to know it's more of. It's like reality television.
Right.
It's how the porn star becomes a porn star. We want the casting couch.
We never
video.
get the actual payoff. we used to get the porno movie.
We get somewhat of a payoff.
Sure. We used to get the movie with the terrible storylines and all that stuff, and then she answered the door and he fixed the cable.
Yeah.
Now it's.
I hear you got some loose wiring.
Now we get the casting of those movies, but never get the movies.
Right.
This is why I've become more of a Dave's old porn fan as opposed to just a porn fan.
Well, but that's just fun.
Yeah, but he goes over the movies were movies.
But again, it's Dave Attell and porn stars, and it's being edited so that every time you see a wang or
you see Dave's head.
You see Dave's head. I mean, it's Dave Attell. Like that's awesome.
Brilliant. But you couldn't do a show like that now with current porn.
No,
it's just not funny anymore. Porn in general has gotten very degrading. I feel.
Well, here we go. 87% of actresses have let a guy finish on her face. 62% have done backdoor relations. 53% have done interracial, and 39% have had two guys at once. It's a lot more degrading. It is. It's true.
Gotten just the.
It's definitely. They're definitely instead of fantasies, it's more of just fuck objects, like you said.
Yeah. It seems like voyeuristic has become a lot more popular. Webcam type shit.
And there's also your reasoning for a 34B.
Right.
I mean, that's average women that's out there.
Yeah.
You know.
The average woman doesn't have 87 double K fucking ridiculous tits.
What was the largest breasts? I saw this the other day there's a great Twitter account, fun facts or fun fucking facts.
Oh, I saw something like that.
And it was like the largest breasts were like 102 triple Z or something like that.
I wonder what those weigh.
I don't even want to know.
I wonder what those weigh.
Think about the back problems of that woman. She was a very large black woman.
Were they real?
I don't know.
Valid
I don't
question.
know. That's true. It is
if she was a very large woman,
she's quite large.
They could have been one of those remove the side of the house and lift her with a forklift type of deals.
I don't know. She looks like she was very upright.
Really?
She looks like she was walking around in
time being.
Exactly.
It's not her that needs the little rascal. It's her giant tits that needs the fucking motorized
time
scooter.
Bomb. She's a ticking tit bomb.
A ticking tit bomb.
That's all it is.
Very good. But yeah, I feel that it's just porn isn't fun anymore.
Oh, it's not fun, but it's just. But
it's not
again,
fun.
And one of the funniest. And
first of all, and I know some of you listening, don't fucking judge me. You know, okay, it's one thing, and you can jerk off to pretty much anything, but porn used to be fun. Used to be fun. They used to have, the storylines used to add a little levity to the situation, because now it's like you jerk off to some porn. Now you feel awful afterwards because it's like
terrible.
Because
I feel terrible.
Because the way we look at it now, a lot of it seems to be the handheld amateur thing. Because when you're done and
I don't know about you, I'm not doing the handheld thing. It's very nice, very well shot.
I'm not
Brazzers.
I'm saying the majority of shit now. Yes. There's more webcamming, handheld, sex tape type stuff. Especially with the celebrity sex tapes, everybody wants to become famous now, so everybody's filming themselves fucking brother, and bring it back, and the problem is now it's like you finish, you get all that out of your system. Now you're clear-headed, and you're like, that girl's life is probably ruined.
Well, okay.
Because that's on the internet forever.
Well, okay.
Now I know a lot of them put it on there themselves, but you're not thinking that way.
Well, yeah,
you're thinking like, this girl is probably just started college.
But are you talking straight amateur, or are you talking actual porn stars? Because porn stars, they make some good amount of, they can make a good amount of money.
I understand, but even the ones that are they're starting to do porn to make it look like that.
Oh, like okay, yeah.
Even like there are plenty of straight amateur, terribly shot videos out there that are ruining people's lives, but there's also that genre of actual porn that are trying to make it look like that.
Oh,
which
yes.
are the point of view shots.
Oh,
like,
well,
I mean, and
the point of views, or you got the like
they meet in the library.
They meet, or they pick them up in a van. It's like, you do realize I've seen other videos of that woman.
The Wonderful Bang Bus.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like
and they ditch her on the side of the road.
It's like, come on, like. You do know that's like most people that are actually, if you're really into porn, like you recognize some of the faces.
Sure.
You might recognize some of the asses. You might recognize the tattoos that they have, because apparently 42% of female porn stars have tattoos.
Well, like any other genre of media, they have their own following.
Exactly, and especially with Twitter these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could follow porn sites. I follow porn sites because I think they're funny.
But I'm talking more of just the basic thought process of once you're done and you become that instantaneous clear-headedness, that sobering moment right after you're done. And
but you also can have that same effect when you're having sex with someone that you really shouldn't have had sex with.
Well, absolutely. But that's kind of where it all comes from, and
literally.
But bum. Where'd the bell go? Lost my bell. But at least in the old days, God, I hate saying that at 33 years old, but back in my day, when we had to rent our pornos on the videotape.
Well, yeah, you actually had to rewind and fast forward.
Go into a store with beads hanging down in the CD.
Yeah, but now how great is it now? You can do it on your phone.
Oh my God! But at least back then, when you were done, there was still 20 minutes of story. Like you. Yeah, but okay,
but this is what I was gonna say to you. And you pretty much know the storyline in porn these days, because they pretty much it's down to they have it down to a science,
right?
Of like, it's like, they start, and then it's like blowjob for about 10 minutes, and then it's like, we'll do this position, blah blah, and then it's like facial, and then they all go the same way if you just watch it. But how most people view porn these days, and someone made the meme on the internet.
Yeah.
It was, a bar graph, like a play button, and it was like how much of porn you actually watch. And it's like, here's the green, and it's like, this is what you watch, and then it's like red, you don't watch that, and you watch the very end.
Right.
And like maybe a couple clips here and there. And it's like, it's an ADD society, as we know.
Very much.
And it's just,
very much.
You see what you want to see, and it's like, that's it, I'm done. And that's how they're shooting it now.
We don't even have time for the build-up anymore. It's just like you push play, wait for it to buffer, and then it's like you're immediately skipping.
It's like, let's go. What's next? What's next?
All right, I gotta go. For you to take your shirt off, get to the
because
tits.
I have plenty of cat videos to watch.
Right.
I need pussy, and then I need pussy. So let me go.
Right.
So there you go. No more stories in porn, but hey, it's all right, because you don't even care, because you're not a 34B guy.
No, I'm not at all.
It's all right.
No, I'm not. We had this discussion too. I never was. I was.
Well, it was an interesting point of why you said you were.
Well, yeah,
you were that way.
I've always going as far back as I can remember. I was always fascinated with big tits.
Yeah,
always. But I've never.
Well, I mean, they're it's something that literally jumps out at you.
Sure.
And when you see it, you can't stop but noticing.
even like a strip club or anything, wherever you are, that's always where I gravitate to. If there was an option, that's where I would gravitate to, would be the big-titted one. But I've never dated a big-titted woman, and I believe it goes back to something very cerebral in my head. Going back to when I was very young, I was at a family wedding. and somebody brought a date to the wedding.
She was well endowed.
Big tits,
yeah,
whore dress, showing them off, and one of my uncles spent the majority of the night talking a mess of shit about them.
Like just blatantly calling her a whore and
wonder what just not talking negatively about her, but talking enough shit that somewhere back there, and this was like, I'm talking like I was probably 6-8 years old in that area.
Yeah.
It stuck with me that I didn't want to be the guy having shit talked about him behind his back at a family event.
Because you don't bring the big-breasted woman to a family event.
You don't bring her home with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. You don't bring the big titty woman to Christmas dinner.
Right.
You bring the respectable one.
Right. Because the big titty one, you got yams already on the table. You don't need to bring any more.
And I know how that must sound to any of you ladies out there listening with large breasts. I'm not saying you're not respectable. I'm saying the way it's perceived, the way it was said to me, a young, impressionable youth, the way that was perceived was, you don't do that. Well, unless you want to be talked about.
I think it's an interesting look into it. I mean,
a little bit of insight into,
Absolutely. I mean, this is kind of like a psychotherapy here.
A little bit.
But for the American Psycho, the true American Psycho.
Yes. What did I say? I stole a line. The
divorce line.
The being late thing, which you also have another story on.
I do have another story, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are probably listening in right now on either Spreaker or iTunes or Stitcher. That probably suffer from this new disease that's out there.
It's a rampant affliction.
Here, my friends, is the newest made-up medical condition. And you can tell your boss this. A new study out of San Francisco State University found that about 17% of people...
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Yes.
San Francisco State University. Is that honestly what it says?
That's honestly what it says.
San Francisco is not a state.
Just look up San Francisco State University. They could have it. They could have
it.
I'm
sure they do.
They could.
I'm being a dick because as I think about what I just said, first thing that came to mind was, well, Salem's not a state either, but we have Salem State College here in fucking Massachusetts. Son of a bitch. Go on.
You can't edit that one out either.
Nope.
I'm not letting you leave it. That stays in.
That stays in.
You know why? Because you already beat me with the washing your car.
You got your thing. Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So a new study out of San Francisco State University found that about 17 people now. I thought this was a low number, but 17% of people are chronically late. And according to psychologists...
Chronically late, you said?
Chronically late.
Okay.
And according to psychologists who analyzed the study, the people who were chronically late all shared similar traits. They procrastinated more, had more trouble with self-control, and had trouble focusing. Those are signs that chronic lateness might be an ingrained part of their personality. The researchers say, quote, telling a late person to be on time is like telling a dieter not to eat so much. So basically, what we're saying is, you, my friends, you 17%, have a lateness addiction.
Is there an official name for this disease?
Well, right now, I think it's just, every person. It's not.
It sounds like another form of ADD, basically.
Well, absolutely. It's just going to be
the symptoms.
Is an ADD thing.
Is ADD.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's what do you want to call this? This is human. This is the regular human day. People are just late. I mean, addiction to lateness. That's like. To me, and this was always kind of a foolish thing, and it came out really in the mainstream with the whole Tiger Woods thing.
Sure.
But the addiction to sex.
Well, it was Clinton started that shit.
Well, yeah, but this came back. But this came really back into the
this generation.
This generation. I mean, because I don't really remember the Clinton. I barely remember it. Like I remember it on television. I remember the whole thing. I remember that, but like I don't remember the big story of it because the media wasn't as huge as it is now.
No.
But the Tiger Woods he has a sex addiction.
Right.
It's like, in other words, you're a human
South
being.
Park brilliantly parodied the whole sex addiction thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like sex addiction, you're a human being. You're a guy and you have a penis, and you like having sex.
Right.
Because hey, the penis has a mind of its own, and that's
Tiger Woods.
It's going to happen.
This guy who was sheltered as a child his entire life.
Yeah.
Had an overbearing father who only let him play golf and go to school. All of a sudden becomes a international celebrity billionaire. And apparently he likes getting some strange. Shocking. Shocking to me.
Sounds like another.
I am appalled.
It sounds like another child star who.
How dare Gatorade sponsor him?
It was. Sounds like another childhood star that was sheltered by his father.
Corey Haim?
It was brought up.
He
didn't have any interaction with children later on in life. As he grew into an adult, he was very childlike himself.
Ricardo Montalban.
He hung out with children a lot. In fact, built a theme park in his backyard, and
you will not
was
sully
sponsored.
the good name of Walt Disney in this house.
And was sponsored by Pepsi. Oh wait, Michael Jackson? What? Tiger Woods, Michael Jackson, the same person? They're both of them are half black and half white.
Have you ever seen them in the same room together?
Well, they're actually Tiger's not white, but still.
Well, he's Blasian.
Blasian.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you obviously upbringing is a bad thing there.
Right.
But going back to the original point, chronic lateness addiction is right up there with sexual addiction. I mean, it's kind of like,
I gotta get that shit in writing because I definitely have that addiction.
Everyone's got it. That's like saying, oh, this big thing with ADD and ADHD. It's like everyone, the world in which we live in, with everything flashing and the way television is and YouTube and pictures, instant gratification. That's what we as a society have become. Everyone's got it. Everyone suffers from
trending topics,
and all it is just it's just people looking for an excuse. Not people, but
animals?
The medicinal field looking for an excuse. People's looking for an excuse to just over medicate and just keep you. Well,
they're looking for an excuse to, absolutely over medicate so they can.
They can hike the price up and get
job justification
more money.
More than anything
Absolutely.
else. But I always took. After seeing American Psycho, I like I said, to bring it back to that, I adopted Patrick Bateman's line of product of divorce.
Yeah.
I saw that line because he was late,
well,
and
you heard that line.
His chick called him out on being late. And he goes, what can you say? I'm a product of divorce. I'm like, wait a minute, my parents are divorced, and I like being late too.
And I like
great.
And I like Phil Collins.
Huey Lewis in the News? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you like Huey Lewis in the News?
It's the power of love, baby. Genesis.
Get the copies of the style section spread all over the place. Don't just stare at it. Eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I feel really uncomfortable.
Oh, I mean, to the point that I modeled a vacation in Switzerland after Patrick Bateman. That's a story for another time, though. I'm just gonna leave that little teaser hanging in the air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to revisit that in 15.
Hey, it's a neutral country. So what else we got on the docket?
Well,
moving from being late to.
Well, this could be the reason you could be late. Maybe headed to work. You wanted to stop by the old coffee shop. Pick up a brew. Before you because you need a little pick me up.
Yes.
You could try and breaking this new record out there. Why don't you calm down there,
Sorry.
ADD boy?
Need some WD-40 up in this bitch.
Hey. Recently,
a
man shattered the Starbucks record by ordering a $47.50 coffee.
Oh, you know what we call that guy? An asshole.
What an ass. Imagine being right behind it, and not to any coffee shop is like this, especially in the morning. But imagine going there, Starbucks, and you're sitting in line and waiting, and this jackass gets in there before you. This is what happened. Last year, some people might remember, there was a 22-year-old that ordered the supposedly most expensive one, and it's a slow news day. What can I say?
It really is.
And this is our first time trying this out, so
it really is.
This kid tried it and he got $23.60 was the original cost. The new record.
Did it say what he ordered?
The original was a Java chip Frappuccino with 16 extra espresso shots, plus a bunch of other add-ons.
That just sounds like straight cocaine.
I mean, how are you even a human being? You're pretty much traveling at the speed of light after that.
That's a $23 line of Coke right there.
Oh well, I mean that's cheaper than your regular 8-ball. So the new record now is $47.50.
You gonna try to pronounce this dude's name?
No.
Or the city he's from?
He lives in Washington. He lives in Washington State.
That's a horrible name and city.
Yeah, that
for
sucks.
a news story.
Well, whatever.
Go for it.
It could have been worse.
We have time for pronunciation. We're not on the clock.
Bo is definitely the first part. Shavassis.
Shavassis, good one.
In Enumclaw. Enumclaw, Washington. He ordered a.
That's a terrible name.
He ordered a $4.75 venti mocha frappuccino. He went with the mocha frappuccino, which is nice. Then added 48 extra espresso shots.
Oh my God.
Those alone cost an extra $36. He also tossed in 2 bananas, vanilla syrup, strawberry puree, mocha drizzle, caramel drizzle, chocolate chips, vanilla bean, matcha powder. What the fuck is that?
I have no idea.
And protein powder. Really, really protein powder on there.
Holy
he
shit.
calls the drink Okay, here we go.
He calls the drink the asshole.
Well,
what is it?
His asshole is certainly going to be hurting after this.
Go ahead, I'm reading it.
Quadrigenoctuple frap. What an asshole.
Quadrigenoctuple frap.
I mean,
frap.
I'm looking at that and
what a dick.
I don't know which comedian it was.
Yeah.
You might know it, but talking about all these flavored coffees and look, I've had flavored coffees before.
Matcha powder is a Japanese tea, apparently.
Thank you.
And it's green.
Well, that's like what is that? The Kobe beef of coffee?
Wikipedia.
So, but I just remember hearing something like that. It's like, whatever happened to coffee flavored coffee?
Notice none of them are drinking coffee. It's all the like the shakes, the frappuccinos,
yeah,
the mixed
exactly.
drinks.
It's not
none of it's actual coffee.
None of it's coffee.
There's no it's just a shitload of espresso in a milkshake.
Well, he's certainly expressing something. How much of an asshole he is.
I know. I said espresso.
You did.
I'm a dick.
Let me ask you a question here.
Shut
Did you say
face.
espresso?
$36 of espresso.
Why do that? I believe when I originally read the report last year about the $23 frappuccino, whatever. I think the kid did it on gift cards, which is an even more of an asshole thing to do. He had a $25 gift card and he spent it on that. Okay, I'm just thinking, dickhead for holding up the people in line.
It's a jerk off thing to do.
And then dickhead to do it to the people at Starbucks. Now you have to go do it. I got this gift card. Here you go.
And it's such a look at me type of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Here. It has nothing to do with the drink itself, and especially because I just scrolled down on the story, and he made his own YouTube video on him getting the fucking coffee. The dude made his own fucking YouTube video getting his coffee.
Oh, this kid looks like such an asshole.
He's a dick. Maybe we can get him on the show. Because that's what it is. He wanted to be a YouTube celebrity.
And of course he had his own Starbucks mug.
Oh, of course. By the way, did you know those
what a pretentious bastard.
Those the big clear
and his
ones
beard sucks.
Hold a full bottle of wine?
A full bottle of wine in one of those clear,
the big clear Starbucks cups. I saw another YouTube video holds a full bottle of a standard bottle of wine.
Well, at least it's a.
So all you soccer moms out there looking to pep up the afternoon.
Oh, hey, well, I gotta drop Jimmy and Jeffrey off at soccer, but
pack the family into the car, the family truckster, and go drunk drive yourself to soccer
seriously,
practice.
That's just
And look at the totals just fucking rolling.
Like you said,
I gotta give him credit. Very nice production value on the video.
Oh, it was shot very well, but of course he's got the money to spend on a camera because he obviously had the money to spend on.
That is an obnoxious drink.
Oh,
and I hate him.
Again,
I fucking hate everything about him.
Excess of society. Hey, by the way, we're in a recession.
You know what would be wonderful right now? If he took that,
if he died after
sip and his heart exploded.
No, you know what'd be wonderful?
Just see him.
He's no, it'd be great if he hey, this is great. Hey, most expensive thing. He walks out the door and boom, hit by a fucking truck. Die.
It'd be so. He takes a sip and just face plants.
Just dead. just drops.
Oh, that'd be great.
So much sugar and cat. Oh
No,
my
you know,
God,
no, you know
it
what
must
he
have
did?
felt like crap.
Afterwards, he went home and had the quickest jerk off session.
That crash. Must
17 seconds. Boom!
have rips his dick off.
Just this is great! Fucking hyperspeed.
His chick comes home. He's sitting there with his bloody dick in his hand, still shaking.
Oh my God.
I fucking love you!
This is so good! Fuck yeah!
Well, people like it when we scream on the show, so there you go.
Do they?
I guess so. Only we're usually angry about it. I like this one better.
Yeah, we're not exactly
I hate this guy.
reenacting hyper speed masturbatory
Fucking coked up jerk off. He'd be lucky to get his dick hard in that fucking situation. Ain't done coke, know what I'm talking about.
That's certainly a Jim Jeffries reference on that one.
I hate him. I hate this guy.
Well,
hate everything about him.
Well, see, and that's the love-hate relationship I have with human beings.
Because you know some douchebag morning show fucking had him on today.
Oh yeah. Well, I
guarantee. Let me go back to the story because I guarantee you, if I go there, there's his contact info somewhere in this.
I'm sure.
See. Well, they got his YouTube page.
Well, I'm sure there's a certain morning show that we might know that would have him on.
I'm sure. No, they got nothing better to do.
Because they're
go record another bit, douchebags. Maybe this guy will fucking help you make a prank call.
Well, you know, it's okay because you're on the Twitter sphere.
He's got his it's his last name. How'd you pronounce it again? Shavasis?
Yeah, sure.
Shavasis Studios.
Oh, great.
And it's all kind of like squiggly. It's not. There's
What
not
an overly pretentious douchebag.
Oh, they're emoticons. Sorry, the Google Chrome isn't picking up the emoticons.
See, even Google Chrome knows that.
Even
he
Google
sucks.
Chrome knows you're a dick. Fucking.
You know you're a dick when Google Chrome knows you're a dick.
I read actually that there was an article I saw. Speaking of the emoticons and stuff, I don't know where the fuck I saw it. It was somewhere on this giant fucking sheet of prep.
It was a slow day today.
It really was. You know what the slow news day is? Animals and out-of-state stories on your local news. Yeah. If you see a lot of animal stories, doesn't matter what they are, or out-of-state stories on your local news program, you're in for a slow fucking day. You're in for a lot of witty banter between the anchors, which I love.
And, you know, I'm a fan of puns, but
they're great.
But anchors really just kill it for me.
News
they're
anchor
terrible with
ad-libs.
it, and their delivery is just beyond obnoxious.
We're gonna have some natural conversation here between the news anchors.
And you know for a fact when those cameras go off, they hate each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Get the hell away from me.
Despise each other.
You know why? Because one or the other one, took too long in the makeup chair.
You know what's always great is like and we have this here in Boston on the morning news. The lone male news guy, and he's got 5 clucking hens around him. He's got the weather girl, the traffic girl, and his female co-anchor, and they have to do that segment where they're all sitting at the same table,
or they're standing up, and
he makes one point, and then it becomes, and you can just see him die a little bit on the inside.
Yeah, but the one you're talking about, he sucks anyway.
My paycheck's good.
Probably isn't.
That's better than what we're making. He's got real business cards. We got to Vistaprint up some fake Booker fucking cards.
Vistaprint.
Anyway, the headline I saw, and scrolling through, I can't find the article. People can't write sentences anymore.
Oh, I believe that.
The spelling and sentence structure has really gone to shit, and it's got to be texting that's done it to people.
It's certainly texting.
Texting and Twitter. I mean, we have to fit shit into 140 characters.
It's texting. It's
Your
Twitter.
Structure
well,
sucks.
that's why I actually hate Twitter, and that's why I don't really post a lot. Because for one, what am I going to post that people really want to read? And I don't really care that much.
I live tweeted the WWE pay-per-view on Sunday. It was very insightful.
I know you did.
I was sober too, and it really wasn't fun.
Okay, calm down there, drunkie.
It wasn't. It's so much more fun to drunk live tweet.
But again, it's it's between Twitter, texting, and I also think it's just a combination of just the degeneration of
the next the children that are coming up.
Math has gone away too.
Oh well,
we don't need math. I mean, I don't think we ever did.
You just need
even when
you need simple math, and that's all you need.
Even when
everything
we
else
were
is problem solving.
You had the giant scientific calculators, which made me ask the question: well, why do I need to know this?
Well, now you don't even need a calculator; you just need a phone because it's everything.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying even back then, before these lovely devices, we still didn't need math besides the basic, how to count change.
But that's
so
what
you're not getting ripped off.
But that's what I'm saying is like when you look into the real world, unless you're going into something with physics or another type of field where you would actually need some formulas and you have to remember actual facts. You only need addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Right. Otherwise, everything else is problem solving. It's just teaching you how to solve problems, like in everyday life, because you're gonna run into problems every day.
One or two.
But yeah, just going back to the whole Twitter thing.
Yeah.
And the spelling. Absolutely, I'm really trying hard, trying not to end sentences with prepositions. I'm trying to make because. At times, I could be such a grammar Nazi.
Yeah.
When it comes to Facebook posts, when it comes to Twitter, I hate Twitter anyway. But reading it, it's like, like my eyes are just like, when I actually do tweet something,
right?
I have to do, one of two of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that's one of the
because
things
I just can't get my entire. I'm very long-winded.
It's one of the big things I like. I feel Facebook has the upper hand on Twitter because I'm the same way. If I have something to say, I want to fucking say it,
and I want it to be understood.
Right. And Facebook gives you the room to unlimited fucking characters. You can write a novel in one post.
Hell, you could. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this as a status update. I'm going to write a note. Right. And it's like the note is like 40 pages long.
Right. Whereas, Twitter, you need to sound. It's a soundbite.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's as far as if it was a news story, it's a soundbite. It's like it was funny this morning. The Bruins went to Newtown.
Yes, I saw that.
And
really cool story.
They spent the day with the kids, and the news had a little bit of coverage on it, and they had Andrew Ferentz soundbite, and God. It was like literally it was like 3 words, like we're having a good day or something like that. It was such a very tightly edited 3-word. You could tell that they probably sat there and talked to him for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and I can just imagine him sitting at home watching the news and seeing that quick clip, me like, wow, that was a half an hour I could have been spending with the kids.
Yeah, doing something else.
I am never talking to that news organization again.
It's
They're
true,
a bunch
though.
of dicks.
I mean, they're looking. That's because that's all.
They did it
as we all know.
On Sunny, they did that when Mac came into the bar and said, "Turn on the news." I really went off. I went off for like 10 minutes, and all of a sudden he turns on the news and it's like, "Wow, everybody was crazy." Cut.
It's true though. All they want is just that one quick thing, and really, like, the worst thing about.
The problem is well-educated, as I fuck up these words, people that talk to the media and can actually form sentences, unlike myself. But
because they don't want those people. They want the animated people.
The sound bites. The ones that they let run are fucking mental patients.
Well, and it's really terrible too because a lot of times it's like they're always going for uneducated people, or they always. The worst ones are
man on the street is always a dumb white man,
or a lot of times they do like, very unintelligent, black people,
sure.
And it's like, I know a lot of intelligent, well-spoken African American individuals, but you went for these people because it's like because you have to degrade them more.
Why? Because the educated people aren't stopping to talk to an asshole with a microphone.
Right. It's true. But again, and the funny thing is like, not only is the media just allowing themselves to just look terrible and not even put any effort into anything that they do, but now they're using Twitter for actual news stories. So now they're doing even less work. It's like, hey, this was posted up on Twitter like 2 hours ago, and it's. Do you guys even do any?
Sniffer says.
Yeah, and when they have to read the names,
the Twitter handles
of the Twitter handles, and you're going. This is. Do you realize you went to school?
There was one.
This is what you want to do for a living, and this is what you're doing now, and you're. At Dog Sniffer or at Big Tits 72, like
there's a segment.
How do you not die a little bit on the inside?
There's a segment Nesson does during the Bruins games.
It's awful.
The awful Twitter segment on Nesson in the during the intermissions of Bruins games, and there was one I want to say maybe 3 or 4 games ago. Mm-hmm. Where they obviously didn't fact check or it just slipped through. The person's Twitter handle had fag in it. And you saw the guy go live and start reading, and all of a sudden you just saw that deer in headlights look as he was like, and the person on Twitter says he wouldn't read the name because he didn't know how to pronounce without actually saying fag.
Well, I mean, he was smart. He was smart that he didn't. Because it would have been a shitstorm.
Of course, during the game, that person's Twitter blew the fuck up.
Right.
And if you went to the Twitter page, that person quickly rebutted by saying, no, the first 3 letters of my last name are F-A-G. And it was literally her first name and the first 3 letters. Why she didn't just put the rest of her fucking name, I don't know.
But that's the thing,
put a number, I don't know.
Well,
but
she did that on purpose.
The fucking deer in headlights look. The segment's awful to begin with, but just that guy's face when he saw it was almost like somebody's getting so fired when this bit is over.
Yeah, well, an intern is definitely gone after that. But okay, so how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to tout?
Tout it up, bitch.
Sorry, another pro wrestling reference.
Oh my god, they're the only ones that use that garbage. Them and Kelly Ripa. She seems to be on it a lot.
She's brainless. But yeah, the whole social media thing, as much as I do enjoy it at times because people can really entertain me. Mm-hmm. But it's certainly making us less intelligent. It's slowing. It's funny because it's like. It's speeding us up in the way we get information, but it's slowing us down as human beings.
Well, yeah.
And
I mean, everything is. That's like
it's just making the conscious effort to
we don't need to know anything anymore.
Yeah,
we don't have to.
And that's the worst thing.
We have Google and Wikipedia in the palm of our hands with our phones.
And that's the worst thing that I've been realizing to myself is,
literally, you
a conversation.
What that powder was.
Yes.
And in 2 seconds, I had a Wikipedia page up telling you what it was, a Japanese
and that's
tea.
great. And that's great. But the problem is that it doesn't sink in.
I didn't retain that information.
Exactly.
Like I said,
I know it's a green tea. That's all I remember. It was green.
Yes.
That was it. And it doesn't sink in. And that's I think what you really have to strive to try to do is if you want to, it's great to have this phone is what I'm holding up because obviously we're not on TV. It's great to have it. You have information at all times. It's sad that I trust the internet more than school these days or going to the library.
Sure.
Not that everything's believable, but the fact that you don't retain any knowledge, and that's what, again, this is a late New Year's resolution, but this is what I'm trying to do is better myself as a speaker, a public speaker, and or speaker, and
very nice,
and trying to retain knowledge that I learn.
Okay,
actual factual knowledge.
The funny thing, and I've lived in the town I'm living in. I've lived there now. I've lived there for 2 years, but my girlfriend's been there through our whole relationship, so I've been there for the whole time. About 5-6 years, and no idea where the public library is.
Really?
No idea.
But you know what?
You know why? I've never had to go.
But the funny thing is, I bet if you went on the street and just asked someone, they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know either.
Because who goes?
You know who would know? An old person.
Absolutely.
If you go to somebody that's like, I'd say 50 and older.
Oh yeah.
They would know.
Absolutely. Well, you know what though? Okay. This is a yes and no thing because I agree that it would probably be someone of an older generation would know.
Sure.
However, a lot of times libraries, and again, there's actually, you know what? You still would be right because the older generation would still go and do their taxes by paper.
Right.
Everyone else, I know when I do it, I do all my taxes online.
TurboTax, yeah, I do that too.
You know, and that's what I do. So, but most of the times, like when before I was doing it, I went to the library to pick up my tax forms. And then I realized, oh, hey, I could do this online. Why do it? Everything's paperless. I'd rather go paperless and just get it done quick.
Aren't you green?
Yes. That's okay. I figure I got to go green because I fill the air with enough carcinogens.
You know why I do the paperless?
Why?
Because most of the bills that do that will knock $5 off. We'll knock off the $5 processing fee if you go paperless. Okay.
But I think that's probably a big thing is that, you know, obviously older generations, and yeah, that's the new generation, the Twitter generation. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't know what a library is anymore. You're just getting old, Mike.
I know, man.
You're just getting old.
And everything just keeps pointing that out to me, including my back. I didn't. Speaking of which, I refused to shovel this last storm. And thankfully, due to our global warming, I didn't have to. But I did find it funny that the kids with the shovels showed up for this one. We for those of you not in Massachusetts, we had a little bit of snow. We had about 3 or 4 inches last Sunday. And a couple things struck me, made me laugh anyway. One was the kids. A
couple things struck you. That's why your back hurts.
Yes, exactly. The kids with the shovels showed up for this storm, but not the blizzard.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Of course. Why would you break your ass for $20 when you could do a nice little
you
dusting?
Do a ho-hum. Yeah.
Right. So that
because you can still get back and play Xbox.
But of course I told them, no, fuck right off. First of all, you woke me up. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't you people sleep?
No, because they all have $47 frappuccinos in their system.
I have a frappuccino to buy. Leave me alone. That struck me as funny. And what really did is my Sunday commute, which is about a half an hour, during the blizzard, the highway was fine.
Yeah.
We got 3 feet of snow, and I had an absolutely fine drive. Mm-hmm. Straight up, no problems.
Oh, I saw this from you. I saw this on Facebook from you.
3 feet of snow, roads are clear. 3 inches of snow, and we're moving at 10 miles an hour.
It's a log jam.
The highway was covered.
Yeah.
People were sliding. It was treacherous.
It was awful.
It took me, in 3 feet of snow, it took me an extra 10 minutes to get to work. It took me about 45 minutes to get to work.
Yeah.
Last Sunday, 3 inches of snow, hour and a half. It took an extra hour to get to work.
But again, that's just people freaking out.
Where was the fucking plows? These guys bitch all winter long. They're not making any money. Motherfucker, there's snow on the ground.
Well, and
and the funny thing was, it wasn't a surprise storm either. We
knew it was
coming,
about it.
And it started at 11 o'clock the night before.
Yeah.
So, where was the preparation?
Yeah.
They were all set during the blizzard.
Oh, they were. You kidding? They were all lined up. You know, it was William Wallace and Braveheart. Hold! They're just waiting for that snowflake to drop. Hold! No!
It was like the fucking the planes in Die Hard 2 circling the outer marker.
Just waiting
for that clearance. Tell them we can land.
Oh God.
But just to end on a high note, 3D Top Gun got released in Blu-ray.
And seriously, on that note,
I swear to God, they fucking released Top Gun in 3D. Like we needed it.
You
3D.
You need that beach scene in 3D.
Look, I don't mind.
You need to see.
I've said many times.
You
need
to see Val Kilmer go.
Yeah.
In 3D, the bite. You need the chomp in 3D. You need to see Goose die in 3D.
Well, that actually I would like to see.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck Goose.
You need the pivotal Tom Cruise on the bike, woohoo! Like riding alongside on the motorcycle with the plane
scene.
Yeah.
I thought Charlie Sheen did it better in Hot Shots Do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's just me.
I hate Top Gun.
And the fucked up thing is I have no problem, and I am a big advocate of cleaning up classic movies.
And Kenny Loggins sucks.
Re-releasing the movies. I'm fine with that. You want to make it the best it can be? Great. But why does it have to be? Why? There was no need. It was like, thank God, and we talked about this a couple episodes ago, thank God they put an end to the fucking Star Wars re-releases in 3D.
Yeah.
They knocked that the fuck out. Thank you, Disney, for taking George Lucas by the balls and saying, no. Bad.
Bad, Georgie. Bad. You go back to the house.
Smacking him with the newspaper on the nose.
Well, no, it was a stuffed Mickey doll.
Right. Back in the kitchen, bitch.
What are you doing?
Why did I just make Mickey an abusive father?
That's my lightsaber there.
There is some deep-rooted issues with that one I just did.
Yeah.
I like Disney.
You're creepy.
I know. Oh, but I believe that's bringing us that time.
That's the close.
That's going to be the end of it.
All right, so thank you all for listening in.
Episode 14. Thank you all for listening. I liked how that went.
We need to do books. More prep. We should do that again.
See, that's what we need because of our ADD.
We're gonna keep talking forever now. Would you just do the plugs?
We're gonna actually explain to people how we're gonna do the rest of the show. No, okay, let's just do the plugs. Twitter.com. We're at Twitter at Mike and Billy.
Yes.
Facebook.com/Mike and Billy Show.
Yes.
Like us, follow us. Of course, you can hear the show on Spreaker. iTunes, subscribe, Stitcher, check it out, and follow. We're on. You can get mobile applications for all of those for your Androids or iPhones, iPads. Take us on the go. Listen to us on the toilet, wherever you're.
We'll travel.
Enjoying the Mike and Billy experience. Yes. And we will see you back here for our 15th anniversary. Look at that. Well, you gotta gussy it up.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.